Hey, welcome to the Dropship Podcast, another Tactical Tuesday episode. Today's kind of a fun one. It's a question I've been asked many, many times through my come up, through my coaching people, through my listening to people who want to get started. And I think it's a question we get asked often as course owners of, should I quit my job and go all in on high ticket dropshipping? The quick and dirty answer is no, but like, I really want to give this some detail. Like, let's dive in here and like set real expectations and hope people understand why we answered no right out of the gates.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, this is both a question that we had to deal with early in our journey when Ben and I started high ticket dropshipping. We both had jobs, right? You know, regular jobs that I would probably say for both of us, we weren't enjoying at the time. Probably Ben a bit less so than me. I think he hated his job. And so the temptation is like when you find something new that you're excited about, and hopefully you're excited about high ticket dropshipping, the temptation is to go, oh man, I want to leave this thing I hate and go towards this thing that I'm really excited about, even though it's not really in a position to support me yet. And I totally get that. I think I was very eager to leave my job in the beginning. But I think I did end up sticking it out for about 12 months after I launched my first business. And I think it's important because the reality is, and we'll talk about the reality like we always do here, like high ticket dropshipping businesses don't go from 0 to 100 in like a month. You're not going to be an internet millionaire overnight, right? These things, they grow, yes, but they take a little bit of time to grow, right? Like, yes, you'll start making some sales in your first month in business, and you'll probably make a few more sales in your second month in business, and then a few more sales after that. But you're not going to replace your income. If you've got even an average income, you're not going to replace that overnight in profit from your business. Right? In the beginning, high-ticket dropshipping businesses are like, or any business, I would say, and I've run multiple different types of businesses, they're unpredictable, right? You haven't got it dialed in. You haven't got everything dialed in. You haven't got your ads dialed in. You haven't got your website dialed in. You haven't worked out which products are your best sellers yet and all of that sort of thing. And so one week, you can be feel like you're doing really well, and then the next week, you make a few less sales, and then the next week, it's something different. And it goes like that for a little while, I think. And so what that means is it can be really hard for you to predict like exactly how much money is going to be in your pocket at the end of every month until your business has been going for a while, and you can start to predict what those trends look like over more time.
Yeah, I think there's a famous saying that like time in market is better than timing the market, right? So even if you think you've got an idea where it's just taken off and there's no one there and you did the keyword research and you can jump out, like, the reality is you need time in market. It's like you're going to get some sales of people who are looking to buy right now, but you're also going to get some people who are browsing and then waiting a month to buy. And like, you have to kind of fill this bucket. You have to be in market. You have to get reviews. You have to spend time creating content. And more importantly, you have to learn skills. Like, can you roll out of bed today and say, fuck it, I'm quitting my job and I'm playing in the NBA, and then go up against LeBron James and have any chance at all? No, of course not. Like, you would have to practice a whole lot to be anywhere near that, let alone you probably don't have the skills to be in the NBA, but you're going to need to learn skills. And so the idea that you're going to quit your job, go all in, take our course, which I think is literally the best course on the market, hands down, and jump right in there and have these skills, it's unrealistic, right? You have no practice in this. And so I would encourage you to use your free hours to practice. That's exactly what I did, John. So I think I stuck out longer than you did. I was at the Walmart distribution center for almost 18 months after I started originally taking a course and starting to build my first business. And there's a reason for that, because I needed to learn these skills. And just like you said, I got my first sale from Duke University. Greatest day of my life. Honest to God, one of the greatest days of my entire life. And I didn't get another sale for like 3 weeks. And I was depressed, right? Like you have this huge high and then a big valley, right? And got to keep building. And then you get a sale, and then maybe I got another sale. And I want to say I made like $200 my first month, and maybe $300 my second month, and probably lost a few $100s my third month. It's very uneven in the beginning, and there's so much to learn. You have to hone your chops on, answering the questions and answering these calls and handling your abandoned carts. There's just so much that you need to absorb and adjust to, that you can't expect to be great out of the gates.
No, absolutely. And the risk is, of course, is that if you go out of, you get out of your income that's supporting you at the moment too early, and you're suffering you're going through that period of unpredictable results, which is completely normal, by the way. That smooths out over time, right? and it gets more consistent and it gets more reliable. Absolutely. But if you get into that too early as being your sole source of income, then you're going to put yourself under a ton of stress, right? You're gonna have moments where you're like practically crying because you don't know how you're going to pay the bills or whatever your responsibilities are in life. If you've got kids or something like that, that's a big responsibility. And I don't think it's fair on them either to put yourself, to potentially put them in a situation where you can't pay the bills when you don't need to. And also putting yourself in that really stressful situation. I mean, some people can handle that level of stress, but a lot of people can't. And it's actually going to be more likely that you quit out of your business, right? Which would be a shame. And there is no point, once again, in putting yourself in a situation where you might miss out on building a really great business because you did something you didn't have to do.
You got to play the long game here. I think too many people are looking for short-term wins, but realistically, it's going to take a little while for you to build a real business here. And so like if you're committing, hey, I'm going to do this for a little while, you're going to have good results the longer time frame that you expect results to return. And even if you do make a couple $100, I would suggest you take that couple $100 and go buy some content to improve your store or pay a VA to upload more products, or like you should reinvest that cash in the beginning so that you can keep growing. The longer that you can have a reinvestment cycle with some of that profit that you're having, the faster you're going to grow, faster you're going to get to a better place. And so I just want people to be realistic that like, yes, what we teaches you real skills on how to build a real business that can help you build a real asset, but that's going to take some time. It's not going to happen in the next 30 days. Can you have a business up and running in 30 days? Yes. Can you take sales the next 30 days? Of course. Are you going to be $1 million business in 30 days? Of course not, right? And so I hope people are setting realistic expectations and realizing that they just need to put the reps in. And that might mean going to work every day and coming home, hanging out with your family, putting the kids to bed, and working 8 till 2 a.m. on your business, and then going back and grinding the next day. And that's just what you have to do. I think it's too easy to look, I'm the biggest Tony Robbins Bobo out there between John and I for sure. And he would tell, he might say, burn the boats, or you're not going to do it if it's a should, you're only going to do it if it's a must. And I think he's right there. Like you can look at people who, man, I should lose some weight. And then they have a heart attack and they say, you're going to die if you don't lose weight. Oh, now it's a must, right? And they magically can lose the weight. I would say this still needs to be a must for you, but you don't have to burn your boats. You don't have to quit your job for this to be a must. You just need to commit to changing your life, to taking action. And hopefully John and I are showing you that there's a better way to do that than quitting your job. I think maintaining your job and maintaining a stress-free financial situation while you work on building your business is the way to do this.
Yeah. I think also, one of the other reasons why those, sort of sayings don't hold true necessarily in this particular case is because you can only do so much work on your business. Like it's only going to move so fast. And there's a point where you can't make it move faster than it's going to move, right? Yeah, if you do 8 hours work a day on your business, it's going to move faster than if you do 1 hour's work. But still, there's external constraints in terms of how your business grows, right? That you don't have any control over. So no matter how much you want it to grow quickly, you will only be able to grow it so quickly, right? And so, that's going to be, there's just some realities around that, which means that if you're in a position where you're desperate for money, it doesn't matter how hard you pump your business. You're not going to probably get that money just because your business isn't ready for that yet. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I think, one of the biggest things I talk to people a lot about before they join our program is expectations. And I do see, a lot of people come to this with the expectation that things are going to move faster than they usually actually do in reality. So if you're sitting in that position, I think, you need to have just take a step back. And as Ben says, look at the long game. Like where do you want to be in 5 years? Don't worry about where you want to be in 1 month or 2 months. That's not a mindset that's going to help you particularly, I think, in any business pursuit, really.
And I hope that doesn't deter people, that they're not going to get rich overnight and this is going to take a while. The time's going to pass anyway. And so why not spend that time building and, maintaining yourself stress-free in the process. John, this is usually where you would hear an ad in the show, and there's a reason we're not doing the mid-roll anymore. John and I have decided to no longer do the Patreon. I should have queued up a gasping sound. We're not going to do it anymore. And there's a reason we're not going to do it anymore, and that's because we want to give it away for free. So anyone who has been a Patreon member is going to have complete access. You want to go binge those episodes, go sign up. We're not going to put out anything new. You can just go binge them at patreon.com/Dropship Podcast. But we are going to slowly drip them out on this feed. And anyone who is an elite member, if you're a member of our course and you're part of our elite membership, you have access to those as well. We're going to start doing a live show. So bi-weekly, fortnightly, as John says, we will be hopping on Zoom with all of our elite members who want to come join us. That will happen right around 3 p.m. Central Time bi-weekly, I believe. It is a way for us to give value to elite members. So if you've been thinking about joining the Patreon and you just want to go binge it and it'll cost you 0 cents, now would be the time. We would have loved you before, but we're not going to put out anything new. And then again, I'm going to slowly drip them out here. And that comes with the opportunity for John and I to put more content out here as well. So we'd love your feedback. If you're an avid listener, if you're still sticking around in this show, tell us what you want to hear. Do you want us to answer little short episodes, just like One Question Fridays or something like that? Do you want to hear more longer form content? Do you want to have us do more stuff on YouTube where we can like tear apart websites on video? What do you want to hear? Your input would be great here. Just John and I are ready to put out more and more and more content.
More and more. Scary. In a good way.
Yeah, I'm excited though. So if you've been looking to binge, head over there. Otherwise, we got nothing to sell you today. If you're ready to join our course, we'd love to have you. You can hop on a call with John or myself at dropshipbreakthrough.com/call. Otherwise, yeah, see you next week on another Tactical Tuesday or maybe a One Question Friday or whatever comes next.